Starting with it, Smite 2 closed Alpha 3 update notes. Updated objective, Warhorn. The old Warhorn interact objective has been removed and instead Totem of Cool spawned within the Warhorn pit. Still uses the visuals. Okay, so I heard about this and I hate this. The community just wants so many old things and it's a bad change. Totem of Cool was cool, but it is something that should have been left in Smite 1. Yeah, not a fan. Not a fan at all. I liked Warhorn. It gave you a macro play that wasn't like busted or anything, but it was interesting to play around with in the early game and the mid game. And it's basically Totem of Coup from Smite 1, except it's every 90 seconds instead of every 60 seconds. Not a fan. Infamy rewards. Stack duration increased from 3 seconds to 6 seconds. So your purple buff, instead of lasting only 3 seconds, lasts 6 seconds. It's nice if you're trading autos as a ranged character and you miss 7 autos in a row. Other than that. Oh, and it also grants lifesteal. Interesting.
Yeah, a bunch. 15%.
Yeah, that is... Wait, I think it's only increased to 10 plus, not 10 on top of the 5. But still...
Okay.
More lifesteal is maybe opening a door for not needing devs anymore if devs gets nerfed or if one of the other items gets buffed. Base teleporters. This is the other thing that I just didn't like.
Oh, I don't like this at all.
Yeah. This isn't going to be like the biggest thing, but it is going to be pretty strong-ish. So behind the Phoenix walls are new base teleporters that players can interact with to teleport to the furthest tower in that lane. There will be 3 teleporters total in base. They have a 210-second cooldown. And it kind of will work if you guys played Slash, taking a teleporter like that where you dematerialize and then rematerialize. It's
I don't like this.
Not fun.
Because like, oh my god, it's gonna be like a game of COD zombies. Like you're gonna kill your lane. You're like, all right guys, let's push, and then they're just gonna teleport back. Be like, okay, never mind, can't do that.
It literally is. If you kill in lane, you have to instantly stop whatever you're doing and try to get your back off. Otherwise, you're gonna lose prio.
Yeah, because they're gonna be coming back full HP and with items probably.
Yep.
Oh,
I don't like that.
I think that is fine if it's past like 10 minutes into the game.
Yeah, no, I think it's a little bit different because, I mean, at that point, like, there's really not even a big reason because you're not even gonna have like a tier 1 to go to at 10 minutes, and yeah, so I guess you're only going to the tier 2. I just hate the match traversal. The map traversal at this point because now. The side teleporters, and you also have the base teleporters.
Yeah, my god. Your positioning, like, matters way less, it feels like. Because, like,
yeah, you're able to
you don't
go
need
ever.
To be in the correct lane. You can just teleport to the other one. Like, who cares?
Fire minions now award twice the normal gold. Sure. Minotaur does half as much damage to structures now, which is fine. You'll have to pay slightly less attention to the big waves. This one was weird. When Phoenix respawns, each member of that team gets 100 gold. I guess it's just like a little comeback mechanic. And to be fair, I like this more than like the gold camps from Smite 1. So I really don't hate this.
I don't like the fire minion change. I think that's a terrible change.
The bonus gold.
You should not get rewarded for losing a Phoenix.
Yeah, I guess if you combine that with the Phoenix.
You're getting
that is a lot of gold.
Rewarded for losing a Phoenix, as long as they don't like end the game and you get it back. Like taking an early Phoenix is like actually so horrible now. Like it's so bad.
Yeah. Unless you could pressure like an objective.
I mean, you're gonna get double the gold for life and another 100 to the whole team.
Yeah. To be fair though, I'm willing to try it just because Snowball is very, very good currently. So anything that slows the game down a little bit, I think is fine. But we'll see. I don't think like Snowball is like that big of an issue. I think it's mostly objectives. They're just so strong. And now you find your Titan will finally heal if you have every Phoenix up, which is it should have been in the game prior.
That's crazy. Well, I thought it was in the game before
that. Yeah, it's not.
Okay, that's a little wild.
Ancient Fury. This is a really, really good change. This is one of the best changes in the patch at like a map play point of view because Ancient Fury was probably the best thing in the entire game and it wasn't close. It no longer applies to all structures. It will now try to choose. It will
try to choose.
Yeah, it'll attempt.
It'll try. What do you mean it'll try? It either will or it won't.
It'll debuff the farthest structure in each lane, and instead of all of them are disabled, they're just weakened, reducing their damage by 25%, and their attack speed is reduced by 50%. Like so, that's literally all it took. This is such a good change.
I think that's fine.
Ancient Fury is still really good. It's really good still, but it's not like you get fire, you get Ancient Fury, game's over. It is you get fire, you get Ancient Fury. There can be a fight mounted on the Phoenix. You still probably lose because that is a lot, but
yeah,
you don't have to like 50-50, a Fire Giant 5v5, and an Ancient Fury to try to win.
God for the next one.
Yep.
Holy.
And another really good change. Protections are now removed from FG.
I hated that so much.
It was so bad. Kill spree timer is up 7 seconds, up to 15 seconds. Cool, you can get your pentas easier. 8 seconds was way too short, though. Like, that's a good change.
Yeah, that's like no time.
Arena, don't care. Potions, consumables.
Multi-pots.
Please. Okay, it's shipped with a nerf to health chalice or health potions. I hated health potions being 20 health a second. It is now 8 mana, 9 health. Wait.
That's multi-pot.
Yeah, but all these like the issue currently is mana potions are useless. Health potions are busted.
Amen.
Multi potions are now pretty
Whatever.
useless, I still think, because you're not making any use out of the mana.
Who gives a shit about the mana? Mana is so non-issue in this game. It's crazy.
Yeah. Instead of 20 HP for 10 seconds, it is now 15 HP for 14 seconds. You get 10 more health, but it now takes 50% longer, which is perfect.
Yeah,
mana is still a fake stat, so this does nothing. This, I'm not going to touch on all these, but basically all items with CDR will gain more CDR, lower cost, or better stats. Yeah. Sunder nerf, another really good change. Sunder no longer gets just 1,000 damage at level 10. It now does 500 damage at level 14, and it caps at 500 damage, which I think is a lot healthier. The 1,000 health was good, but it was the 1,000 health at level 10 that really broke that item. Kins getting a buff, 3% to 4%. I think Kins was actually super balanced in Smite 1, where it was based on like the health of the enemy, but I also think that was really OP against like health builds. But yeah, 4% is a lot better because usually you were hitting tanks for like 60 or something. It'll now be about 80. Braggy's Harp also getting a buff. Just trying to help carry builds for not crit. Death Metal is the worst crit item in the game. Probably one of the worst items in the game. It's also getting more strength.
So bad.
Dagger Frenzy getting 20 seconds off of its cooldown is very nice. So some nice carry buffs. Combining this with a few tank nerfs, I think will make the game a lot healthier. Starting with Spirit Robe. Spirit Robe is obnoxious. It's still going to be good, but I mean, 10 base and then 10 on the passive, 20 when you get the passive procced. It's very good. Oni's Hunter Garb. I don't think Oni's was that good, but I think it was good enough that it was probably bought in most games. The interesting thing I think about the magical defense items, magical has some of the best actives. Like there's Phoenix Feather, there's the Purification, there is Screeching Gargoyle. So all those are really good, but this one is just really good for being tanky. So it was interesting. I have Providence losing 5. I think it was just bought because it was Vision and nobody wanted to buy Vision. But yeah.
Amen.
Staff of Cosmic Horror. Somebody did the math on this item, and this was the most efficient item in the entire game in terms of the stats you got for the cost. It makes sense to slow it down and also make it a little bit worse.
Now it's a third buy instead of a second buy.
Yeah, it does. It is still going to be bought, but it is not going to be bought second ever. Techo needs a nerf. Gem of Focus both needed a nerf. Movement speed, cooldown, and the damage you need is just insane. Warrior's Axe getting a nice little buff. 10 protections of each and also doing 10 more base damage. You'll have to ask your solo laner streamers if this is good. I'm not entirely sure. Ask Solo, ask Haddox. I don't know too much about that. Any opinion on that, Double J?
Number goes up a little bit. It's probably a little bit better. I don't know if it's better than Bluestone though. Yeah, that's the question. Sands of Time. It's buyable. It is now finally buyable. I bet.
I actually think it's... You were buying it a lot?
I was buying it. I mean, the upgrade gives you like 140 power. It's pretty good.
Yeah, the only thing is the base was just so bad.
The base is pretty bad compared to Conduit.
Prophetic, it doesn't go on cooldown now when you hit a physical when your physical's fully stacked, or when you hit a magical and your magical's fully stacked. Shogun's getting a few protections. Eye of the Storm is no longer killing you for doing very little. The stats are better, and it is no longer killing you as fast. Pridwin, it's buyable now. Also, this is probably one of the worst items in the game because it was just so expensive for such mediocre stats. Bracer. Actually, Bracer's good now because Bracer gives you basic attack damage. It's also giving you another stack, and it's also lasting longer. So on like CERN, Soul, maybe Bracer of the Abyss is buyable. I hate saying the word buyable, but I don't know what else to say. Purchasable.
Buyable. No, that's worse.
Usable. Just usable is fine. It's usable. I actually love Yogis. I love Yogis. This item is going to be so good. It's no passive. It's just 400 health and now 14 health regen.
Boring.
But it is so it's so cheap.
It's so boring. I hate stat only items. Boring.
Well, it's basically like a bad Warmogs, but I like it.
Yeah, I guess. Ew. I don't think a stat on the item should ever be in the game.
Golden Blade gets a shift, makes it better earlier. Probably comes out to being worse later in the game. But I don't think this item was even good. So it's like a shift to an item that's just not bought.
That item seems not good.
Yeah, I don't think it's still very good. Glad Shield now gets 45 protections and loses strength and max health. Why did this item have strength and health instead of protections? Yeah, I actually think it's good now. This will probably contest Mystical Mail as a first item in solo lane. Soul Gem buff. I think the biggest issue is kind of in the same slot as like Cosmic Horror, and one of them is OP and one of them is
why would you get that?
not as OP.
Mage items are always like, need big power item, need cooldown item, need pen. The rest just fucking pen. And this item just doesn't have pen on it. So why would you get a worse cooldown item?
Yeah. I think Soul Gem is still not great. Typhons. It is now 300 more gold, loses a little bit of lifesteal, but it actually gets some int.
I think it's actually viable now on certain characters.
You don't think that makes it worse now?
No, 100% better.
I almost think it makes it worse.
Buying an item that doesn't give you any int and just gives you lifesteal.
But 40 int for an extra 300 gold and you're losing a little bit of lifesteal. I think I would probably still buy it if like I just wanted to go one lifesteal item, but it's just so expensive. I almost think keeping it at 2400, lowering the lifesteal to maybe 30, and then adding the int would be better, but it's just too expensive.
I can see that.
You're not getting the value from it.
It is pretty expensive, and it once again doesn't have pen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you'd just go Bloodborne Book if you wanted survivability, even though it's less lifesteal. Genji's gets a buff. Mana regen. Nice.
Oh, yeah, the stat we really care about.
Yeah, that is useless.
I was worried.
Wait, why is Oathsworn Spear getting buffed?
That item is broken as fuck. They made it even better.
This is actually the best assassin item in the game, even better than Tekko, and now it is even better. Baron's Brew now is one stack, but the potion itself is more potent. When consumed, you can share the last drop with enemies, throwing it at them. This deals damage and applies Hysteria, allowing your teammates to help you get targets to Hysteria thresholds. What?
Good change.
Wait, this is cool. They're actually shifting his kit. No longer does Hysteria, which is his passive, provide bonus damage. It actually just reduces the enemy's damage, which there is always going to need to be a support that reduces damage. Like, this is such a cool change for like hyper dive characters, or against hyper dive characters. So now he's a healer and he's a damage reducer.
It's only to Baron, though.
Oh, it is only to Baron. Still interesting. I think it allows him to frontline, but Vivid Gaze now has protection scaling on the power and attack speed reduction. Cool. Consigned Spirits now has cooldown rate scaling. As you buy cooldown rate, the missing health portion of this ability becomes more potent.
Weird.
Interesting. I think that's the first cooldown rate scaling thing we have, right?
Ares passive.
Oh, yeah. Wrap It Up, rework to the Hysteria mechanic. Now when Wrap It Up hits an enemy got above the Hysteria threshold, the snake will explode 1.5 seconds later, immediately dealing damage and mesmerizing enemies. Okay. And life of the party now scales with protections. Okay. I said this with Bacchus. It is always weird having two different abilities scale with protections. Because then you have to, like, this fine line of how many protections. Well, it's also, like, full tank Bacchus is going to do so much damage still, just because of he has protection scaling, and Baron's the same way. So that protection scaling has to be really low.
Only protection scaling, or does it have?
It would probably have some health or power scaling. Yeah. Yeah. Well, his kit stays mostly the same, they said. It's just they have different passive effects. Yamoja. All of Yamoja's water-based abilities and attacks and abilities can hit allied gods to provide them a healing buff, Omi healing. Okay, so her abilities also give the Omi healing too. Hitting an ally with Moonstrike replaces Omi healing with a new buff, providing basic attack damage and attack speed. Whoo! That is sick.
Wow, that's good.
That is funny that Yamoja's now got a higher skill ceiling again. Like a higher skill ceiling of her old
next ability. Oh my god.
Allies hit by River's Rebuke gain both effects. Okay. Provides half of missing Omi immediately during the duration of the regeneration buff is decreased based on the amount instantly restored. Okay, that is cool, because it actually removes a lot of her spam ability when she just ults and then just spams her kit. Now it is like 4, 5 maybe abilities, and then you can spam like 5 abilities instead of like 8 abilities, and then slowly get a little bit more. I don't know. This is just a cooler change because it makes her less spam, Because the most annoying
Makes her
thing...
less spam? I feel like it makes her more bursty and spam.
No. She can like spam her first 5, but the worst thing with Umoja was playing against her when she would just ult her teammates and then just spam the 2 on her teammates. Now, she can spam it a few times, but then she'll run out and then she won't be able to use her other as much. That's all they did. Baron's is like a lot deeper. Baron got a lot more features. I am curious what the base healing is going to be on her autos, because this is one of the best things about her in laning phase is that the heal over time is so crazy in laning phase. God balance, Hecate nerf. Open the gate is now 100. Hecate is still good, but it's less annoying to play against her when she just ults off cooldown to try to pull a relic. Fenrir nerf, Fist an issue where this providing more lifesteal than intended. No surprise.
So a shocker.
And Brutalize is also losing a good amount of damage, which is good. Because I think these are actually the 2 best things about him. Is 3 just did way too much damage, and then his 2, it felt like he was just healing so much. Nuwa getting a nerf. Less flat penetration from using her 2. And Shining Metal is also doing less explosive damage, which is a good nerf to her combo. Amaterasu, decreased int scaling on the int and strength buff from 10 to 5%. Good. Jingwei Persistent Gust is also losing actually a good amount of damage to the burst from it. Not the tick, but the burst is also losing a lot.
My problem with all of these nerfs is we're once again going back to nerfing shit instead of just buffing other shit. I don't like that.
I'm fine with it.
It always just dulls everything down, it feels like, instead of making the characters stand out and what they do really good.
But like
some things need to get tuned, but...
You think Hecate having a 90-second ultimate in the early game is a good thing for the health of the game? I don't think so.
I think it's fine as long as other characters are also getting that same treatment. I'm a firm believer in everything should be broken instead of everything's kind of mild.
I think it's always fine to nerf the high-end stuff, and we have seen Hecate meta for 2 months, Fenrir meta for 2 months, Nuwa meta since she's came out, Ama meta since she's came out, Jingwei meta since she's been out, Bacchus meta since he's been out, so I think these are fine nerfs. Like, Bacchus protections on his Chug, that is so insane. It is so insane that he can drink, heal himself, get protections and get protections and intelligence and strength, auto you and do like 500 damage. That is insane. Nerfing Belch of the Gods though is a little weird because I think his 2 is the bigger issue. Honor passive, back to Smite 1, 20 shred, only 1 stack. Bologna, base attack speed's going up a tiny bit. Scourge is going up in damage. Wait.
She's not getting played.
Wait, Scourge was only 35 damage, rank 1? What?
It's less than an auto attack, bro.
That is crazy. And it was a 19-second cooldown. She is still probably pretty bad, but her 3 was worse than I thought it was. Athena buffs. The scaling protections buff from 10 to 20% on preemptive strike. Shield wall is getting a slow if you hit both procs of it, which I think is...
She needs more
barely
CC?
happening. And yeah, I don't think she needed more CC. I still think she's so bad. She gets movement speed now with Defender of Olympus. I'm not trolling. The thing that broke Athena was her getting mitigations when she was ulting out, because she would just play like an absolute buffoon and then just ult out.
Yes, that was... I hated that.
They nerfed like her entire kit, and then they also made her ultimate a lot worse. And now they're just like slowly bringing back like her old parts of her kit.
Yeah.
And they're not really hitting the good parts.
I'm fine with that. That character is only frustrating when she's good.
That's fair. I think she is whatever. So it doesn't bother me too much. Anubis passive gains protect. Okay. Hey, you thought Fire Giant was annoying. Hey.
Prots.
Base protections for Anubis. And he also gets base lifesteal.
Prots.
Wait. Anubis is literally just getting almost Fire Giant at all times. Because Fire Giant is regen and protections and then also strength.
The protections are 2 times at max stacks. And the lifesteal is 4 times at max stacks.
These base effects now become more as gain stacks from losing HP up to 8 stacks. Wait, so he's going to be getting 58 protections of each when he's at 20% health. And he's also he's also getting 4 times as much lifesteal as max stacks. So he's going to be getting 24% lifesteal. Wait, why is this saying 60 stacks? Okay, we'll just say 60. Maybe they rounded up. But he's getting 60 protections when he's at 20% health and 24% lifesteal. Base. Wait,
Crazy.
There's more. Plague of Locust is...
What did you just say?
Plague of Locust is getting a buff. He's now... He's now going to be so much less slower the more points you put into it. Grasping Hands is getting extra damage. Oh, and Death Gaze. Death Gaze is also going to be more damage.
He didn't feel this bad when
Dude,
I played him today.
I liked him. I thought he was good. You know which character needed this much love? Fucking Zeus. Let's see what Zeus... Oh, Zeus gets 3 charges on his passive on minions. On minions and jungle camps.
Oh.
Okay.
Does that make it clear OP is...
We can only auto 1 minion at a time.
They take any damage from Zeus that applies charges. You want a minion wave, that thing's full stack.
Oh, so he'll just
instantly.
1-3 it. But he's still, like, awesome.
I don't know.
His
That
team
might
fighting
be
is still
crazy. His team fight is, but that's still crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is a little bit bigger because I didn't realize there was any damage. I thought it was just autos.
That might...
Because I think it just allows him to go to a bat camp and then just auto the big one once and then he just kills it. But I mean, that's fine. I don't mind Zeus farming a little bit better. He's still just the worst team fighter in the game. And then
crazy because like you would think him having the stun on his 3 again and alt would be crazy, but he just can't reliably hit his damage.
And then Morgan is getting 10% int scaling on deadly aspects and 10% int scaling on Dark Omen, which I think is fine. I think Morgan was a little underwhelming. So I think this is a little bit of love. The UI updates, damage numbers, animation and style to be more like Smite 1, which is good. I think Smite 1 had really good damage numbers and animations.
And to match Labby's stats, that's good.
That's good, yeah. Item store added a grid for consumables, starters, and relics. Now supports right-clicking to purchase and sell items. Nice! It's now a single filter by default, matching Smite 1. Big! Those are big. Player levels no longer update in real time on the scoreboard. Massive. I don't know if you've ever paid attention to that, but you can literally see their exact level 24/7.
Sometimes I'll be peeping it and be like, ooh.
This guy's about to hit level 5. I should probably give him pressure here.
Yeah.
Custom games now have the option for conquest pick and bans. Oh, they finally added picks and bans. Jump action will now be briefly locked after touching an interact area. I think that's good. Dude, I don't know. I still do not like the interact stuff very much.
Button, yeah. Feels a little zany. I'd rather just go over it to pick it up.
Yeah.
Or like, sit like the gold thing. You can just sit in the circle for that long, and you'll get it, as opposed to interacting and standing still. Bug
fixes. I just want to see if there's any big ones. Body blocking was impossible. It was impossible. Yep. It is now possible. Minion clear more symmetrical, which anything that helps minions act more like Smite 1. Smite 1 actually had really good minion AI comparatively. I'm surprised that you can still Hussar's wings outside of Hades' ult. That just seems weird. But maybe, I don't know. That just seems weird, though. Kukulkan fixed an issue where a slipstream dash could be stored and used outside. Okay. Dana. Nice. Dana, maybe he's going to be able to be played. Alma. Wow. A lot of issues for Alma. Who's the other one? Fenrir. This one. This is the one that almost caused him to be banned, and this is one that was messing with competitive. So this is a good one to fix.
Did you read the last Than one?
Than one?
Yeah, read the last Than button.
Tell back to where what? He literally had a button spam combo that would allow him to cheat.
You're entering cheat codes, bro. What is going on?
Wait, did they not fix Nua's bug?
What was that?
I don't know. She was banned though, so I figured there was a bug.
Oh. Huh.
Maybe it was Athena and Nua bug? Like it was like a combo of them or something?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, the Reaper's finally working. We can now finally see if there's an item that can test Dev's gloves. Is there? No. But we can at least see.
Fixing issue with the passive was not working. It just didn't work.
Yeah, you would not get the stacks.
It just wouldn't work.
Exciting. And now...
That's a very good step.
Smite 2 is also live. I like that they're going to be updating more often. Oh, maybe it was messing with Spectator. That's true. Most of this stuff, I'm at least interested to see how it changes the game and how it plays. I still don't really like the totem change at all. And then I don't love these teleporters. But it's at least cool enough that I want to play the game. I'd give it a healthy 7.